Something is happening to the map of the United States. For the first time in decades, the places that used to be the engines of the American dream are becoming ghost towns for the middle class. We aren't just talking about a few thousand people. We are talking about millions of Americans packing up their lives, selling their homes, and saying goodbye to the states they grew up in. Data from the latest census and major moving companies reveals a shocking trend. There are 10 specific states that Americans are actively avoiding. If you live in one of them, your neighbors might already be gone. And if you're thinking of moving to one of the popular destinations to escape, you need to watch this first, because the grass isn't always greener. Section 1. The Heavy Hitters, CA, New York, Illinois. Let's start with the heavy hitters, because you can't talk about the American exodus without talking about California. For a century, California was the ultimate destination, the Golden State. But now, it acts more like a departure lounge. The reason is simple math. With a median home price hovering near $1 million in major cities and gas prices that consistently lead the nation, this sunshine tax has become unaffordable for anyone not making a tech CEO's salary. But it's not just the prices, it's the risk. Major insurance companies are pulling out of the state entirely due to wildfire risks, leaving homeowners with skyrocketing premiums, or no coverage at all. Following closely behind is New York. Post-2020, remote work revealed a harsh truth for many residents. Why pay $4,000 a month for a shoebox in Manhattan when you can own a mansion in the Carolinas for half that mortgage? The wealthy are taking their tax dollars with them, leaving the state with a massive budget hole that threatens services for everyone left behind. Rounding out the top 3 is Illinois. While California and New York lose people to costs, Illinois is losing them to stability. High property taxes, some of the highest in the nation, and a looming pension debt crisis have created a financial spiral that residents are simply tired of funding. People are realizing that paying Chicago prices without the Chicago salary just doesn't make sense anymore. The Northeast squeeze and the NW shift. The exodus isn't just happening in the famous states, though. It is spreading to the Northeast and the Pacific Northwest. New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Connecticut are currently suffering from the Northeast squeeze. Residents there face a brutal trifecta: harsh winters, aging infrastructure, and aggressive tax burdens. High earners are looking at their pay stubs and realizing that in other parts of the country, that money stays in their pocket. We're seeing a brain drain, where young professionals get their degrees in Boston or New Haven, but take their talents and their future tax revenue to Austin or Raleigh. Moving west, we see surprising entries with Washington and Oregon. 10 years ago, these were the cool, affordable alternatives to California. But the secret got out. Rising crime rates in cities like Portland and Seattle, combined with a cost of living that is rapidly catching up to San Francisco, have turned these former magnets into repellents. Residents who moved there for the nature are now leaving because they feel unsafe in their own neighborhoods. The middle-class squeeze, MDEMN, the final states on the list, like Maryland and Minnesota, might surprise you because they aren't necessarily bad places to live. But they are victims of the middle-class squeeze. They have high taxes, but they don't have the beaches of California or the cultural capital of New York to justify the price tag. When you can move to a state with zero state income tax, staying in a high-tax state often feels like taking a voluntary pay cut every single month. The trap of the new dream. So, if millions are avoiding those 10 states, where are they going? The answer is the Sun Belt. Texas, Florida, and Tennessee are the undisputed kings of this migration. But wait, before you call the movers, there is a massive catch that nobody talks about. Because everyone is moving to the same 5 places, the affordable states aren't staying affordable. Home prices in Nashville have skyrocketed. Austin traffic has become a nightmare. And let's talk about the hidden costs. In Texas, sure, there's no income tax, but have you seen the property taxes? They are some of the highest in the country, often hitting newcomers with a massive bill they didn't budget for. In Florida, the crisis is insurance. With hurricane risks intensifying, car and home insurance rates have tripled in some areas, wiping out any savings you made on taxes. We are seeing a new trend called boomerang migration, people who fled the north for the south, only to realize the heat is unbearable, the infrastructure is overwhelmed, and the cost of living has caught up to where they came from. This migration isn't just about moving trucks. It changes political power, it reshapes the economy, and it fundamentally alters the culture of America. By fleeing the problems of the coastal giants, we might just be bringing those same problems to the South. If you live in one of the 10 states we mentioned, let me know in the comments. Are you planning to stay and fight, or are you packing your bags? And if you already moved to Texas or Florida, tell us the truth. Was it actually worth it? Thanks for watching.